Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I got a bone to pick with some of you guys, and I think it's a small minority, but I think we need to talk about it. A lot of people in the comments, in the chat, saying that, hey, Tennessee has nothing to play for. Let's shut it down. Why does it matter? Are you going to watch the rest of the games? Did you even watch the Alabama game? I mean, I think it's a good problem to have that it's no longer good enough to compete with Alabama. We expect to beat Alabama. That's the difference Josh Heupel has made in 2.5 seasons. We expect to go out and win these football games, and I think Tennessee, it was a tale of two halves. You know, Kaner said it yesterday on the morning show, said he's catching a lot of heat for calling it a tale of two halves, but that's exactly what it was. Tennessee played pretty dominant in the first half. They led 20-7 going into the locker room. Defense playing pretty good. First half, you gave up 133 yards, only 16 yards on the ground. You had forced 2 turnovers. You had the McCullough interception in the end zone. You also had a sack fumble by James Pierce. Joe Milton opened up the game pretty good, 9 straight completions. He finished the first half 16-22, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. Squirrel White playing good football, but look, it's a 60-minute game. Alabama won. Now it's time to move forward and start talking about Kentucky. Got a tough game on the road against Missouri, but some of you guys are saying, hey, there's nothing to play for. Boogie, the season is over. Now, do I think Tennessee is going to win the SEC East and go to Atlanta? No, I don't. Is it possible? Yes. What if it doesn't happen? Is the season over? No, it's not. We take a look at the SEC East standings. Now, the beautiful thing is Tennessee plays 3 out of the 4 teams that are in front of them, so they're going to have an opportunity. But look, first of all, Florida's got to lose to Georgia on Saturday, and then they still are going to have to lose another conference game so Tennessee can get past that tiebreaker. They're going to have to drop one to a really bad Arkansas team, or you've also got LSU and Missouri on the road for the Florida Gators. Tennessee, obviously, you got to win out. You got to beat Georgia. Then you got to find another team to come and beat Georgia for you, whether that be Missouri or Ole Miss. Highly unlikely, right? It's highly unlikely, but is the season over? What do we have to play for? We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it, but as always, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, and easy. It does help this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not media. We're not insiders. We're not talking at you here. We're talking with you. We are building a community of Tennessee fans right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. You want to be a part of it, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. I'll be live tonight. 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm live every single Tuesday night. We play NCAA football, but we talk all things Tennessee football. A couple of you guys popped in last week and said you really enjoyed that dynamic. Come hang out. Come join me. It's always a good time. But let's jump into it. Let's talk about Tennessee's remaining schedule as you look at it here on the screen. Now, some of you guys that want to pack it in, you want to call it quits, you want to give up. Do you just want to go beat Kentucky and Vanderbilt Connecticut and Vanderbilt, lose the rest of them? Is that what you want to do? You want to lose the rest of them? Just take the easy ones. Take the Connecticut win. Take the Vanderbilt win. We'll take 7-5. Let's go play in, I don't know, let's go play in the Music City Bowl. Remember those days? You guys want to go back to the days of playing in the Music City Bowl with Derek Dooley, or even better, just not even playing in bowl games, right? Last year, Josh Heupel took this football team to an 11-win season. I seem to recall a lot of people seem to enjoy watching that Orange Bowl win over Clemson. I think it did a lot for recruiting. I think a lot of us talked, hey, we are starting to close the gap here on the recruiting trail. This Orange Bowl created a little momentum for us. You get the extra bowl practices. That is a huge part. You know, college football in 2023 is a whole lot different. You get so many early enrollees, and you're able to bring those guys along. And now look how many young freshmen have been out there on that field in year 3 under Josh Heupel making impact plays. I think, you know, there's something to be said for those early enrollees and that extra bowl practice. But more than anything, do you have any pride? Like, do you have any pride? And is it that you think this team is so bad? Do you not think that Tennessee can go on the road against Kentucky on Saturday? Do you not think that Tennessee can go on the road and win against Missouri? I think they're very capable of rolling into that Georgia game on November the 18th with a shot to beat the Georgia Bulldogs in Neyland Stadium. Boogie, you're crazy. Boogie's lost his mind. This team's awful. This team sucks. A lot of y'all weren't saying that in the first half against Alabama. Tennessee's got to find a way to put it together for 60 minutes. The second quarter against Florida cost them. The third quarter against Alabama cost them. They got to put it together for 60 minutes. But when you look at the rest of the way, when you look at the remaining schedule, right now Tennessee favored by 3.5. You're going on the road to play Kentucky. You're favored by 3.5. I also like to look at the ESPN FPI. They take all the numbers, the analytics, put it into a big old machine. It spits out the answer. It says Tennessee is almost a 71% favorite to win this football game. Look, Kentucky's one-dimensional, man. They are one-dimensional. They cannot throw the football. Leary throwing for less yardage, more interceptions than Joe Milton. You want to badmouth Joe Milton, guess what? They have a problem throwing the football less than 200 yards a game. They're one-dimensional, and it lines up perfectly for Tennessee to stop the run against Kentucky. Now, they are pretty good on defense, stopping the run, but they can't stop the pass. Can Joe Milton make some plays? I thought Joe played good against Alabama. I know some of you guys disagree with me, but I've also made the statement if Joe runs the football the rest of the way he ran the football against Alabama, Kentucky and Missouri are not beating Tennessee. And it's a big question there, is Joe finally healthy? You know, we just recently found out about the rib injury. We all knew about the knee injury, but we also found out he was dealing with a rib injury. Is that part of the reason why they weren't utilizing him so much in the run game? I think if you see that version of Joe Milton moving forward, we're winning every game outside of Georgia, and you're going to have a shot. You move on to Connecticut. It's homecoming, 98% chance to win that game. Missouri on the road. Missouri on the road is going to be a very interesting game. Missouri's 7-1, 3-1 in the conference, ranked 16th. Tennessee's got a 55.8% chance of winning that game. That's one to circle. That's going to be an interesting game. Going to dive more into that as we get closer to it, but Missouri playing pretty good football. They're throwing the ball for almost 300 yards a game. Playing pretty good defense as well. Only giving up 338 yards per game, 112 allowed on the ground. But again, if Joe Milton goes up there and plays like he played against Alabama, I like Tennessee's odds. And then Georgia comes to town. And if Georgia comes to town and you're looking at a 10-win season, you beat Georgia, you're looking at a 10-win season. Some of you are ready to pack it in. Fold, just fold. You're done. It's over. Nothing left to play for is what I keep hearing. I understand at the University of Tennessee, I love the quote from Rodney Garner, the kids come here to play in championships, SEC championships, national championships. That's the goal. But do you just roll over and play dead and pack it in and quit because you have 2 losses on the season? You still have a lot to play for when Georgia comes to town. 64% odds that Georgia wins that game, according to the ESPN FPI, giving Tennessee more of a shot at that game than they are Alabama, and I'm sure that's because of the environment. And I think that's going to play a huge factor in that game. And yes, this football team's got to take them one at a time, but you find a way to go beat Kentucky. You're going to beat Connecticut at homecoming. You find a way to beat Missouri. You're looking at a 10-win season. That stadium will be electric when Georgia comes to town. You're playing for a New Year's Six Bowl. You say you don't care. A lot of people say, well, if you're not in the playoff, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares about bowl games. I disagree with that. I care about bowl games. Do you care about bowl games? I want to see you guys put it in the comments section. Would you rather play in the Music City Bowl or would you rather play in the Orange Bowl? Would you rather play in the Liberty Bowl or would you rather play in the Cotton Bowl? What would you rather play in? Or would you just not even want to play in a bowl game? You know how quick we are to jump on here and talk about players opting out of bowl games, but now we're opting out. We don't even want to participate. Again, go back. You want to go back to the days of Butch Jones, playing in the Music City Bowl, playing in the Tax Slayer Bowl after going finishing the season 7-6? You want to go back to Jeremy Pruitt? We were going to get a play in the Liberty Bowl after winning 3 games. What a year that would have been. It got canceled. Didn't matter. Josh Heupel won 11 games last year. You got to go back to 2001. 2001, the last time this football program won 11 games. Do I think Tennessee's going to run the table and finish with 10 wins? No, probably not. They've not had back-to-back 10-win seasons since 2003 and 2004. Nothing to play for? Is that not something to play for? I just don't understand that mindset. I don't understand the mindset when Georgia comes to town and you've got an opportunity to win 10 games. Something worth noting is the schedule for Georgia going into that game. They got Florida this week. They're going to follow that up. They got Missouri. Then they've got Ole Miss. And then they go on the road to play Tennessee. They're coming off a pretty rough stretch of football games before they play Tennessee. Does that make a difference? Does that make an impact? Does Tennessee have something to play for, or are you guys done? Something tells me that if you're watching this video, you're not done. There's something left to play for. But I want to hear from you guys. As always, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Jump into the comment section. Let's talk about it. What bowl game do you want to play for? Do bowl games even matter? Also, you can go check out the merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Appreciate all the support from you guys. As always, thank you to the members of the channel for keeping the lights on around here. You want to be a part of that, hit the join button down below. For as little as $1 a month, you get a Power T beside your name, custom Talkin Vols emojis, access to the fan call-in show. I try to highlight your comments on the post-game shows, all kinds of perks and benefits. But if you just like the community, you like the videos, you like the live streams, whatever it is you like about this channel, you want to support it, keep us rolling forward, we would greatly appreciate that support. We could not do it without you, members of the channel. But that is going to do it for this one. I think Tennessee's got plenty to play for. We'll talk about it more tonight at 6:30 live. Join me for that. But this is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.